and I'm from Palm Springs, California. This is my third trip back. First time on the 40th anniversary, I was alone. 7 years ago, my son was over on the side here, came with me, and this time he's here and his two sons are here. So we've got 3 generations of us, and I can't wait to walk on the beach with my grandchildren. That's going to be a thrill. My friend over here talked about putting some of the people ashore without getting their feet wet. I witnessed a little different situation. 24th was in reserve, and we were committed kind of late in the afternoon on D-Day, and we formed a wave and started in, and we caught a round of artillery between us and the beach. And so the coxswain, a couple of the boats, the guys cut the tower, started to drift a little bit. I was a radio man, I had the regimental commander right in front of me. I'll tell you another story about that in a second. He kind of turned around and stared at the lieutenant was running the boat captain, like, what the hell is this, you know, get us in. So the lieutenant pointed at the coxswain and said, get it in here. So we formed a wave again and started in. And I'm not sure how far out, but it's pretty, you know, the water's pretty deep out there, being just the top of a mountain. And the boat next to us, the guys got anxious and dropped the ramp before they got to the beach. And that boat turned into a submarine. And all the guys in it, I remember looking very clearly, everybody threw off everything they had, their helmets, packs, rifles, everything, swam ashore. And here these, of course, we didn't know what we were facing, but anyhow, they went into one of the worst battles the Marines ever had, soaking wet with absolutely no equipment, nothing. Over the years, I thought, boy, those poor guys. Of course, there's a lot of equipment to pick up, but I remember that very strongly. Just prior to that happening, I was a radio man, and I probably just said that, and I had the regimental commander. He was, we were in the LCVP. I was in the back of the boat. Regimental commander was up in the front, and when we finally got our orders to go in, I took my 45 out to arm it, and about that time, well, I put I slid the slide back, put a round in it. About that time, a call came in, so I reached up with my one hand and pushed the earphone into my ear, and in the meantime, I had this cocked and ready 45. I thought, well, those of you who are familiar with it, you can pull the hammer back and then pull the trigger and put it on half safe, which is what I intended to do, and I've done it many, many times before. This time, make a long story short, I had it pointed across the current landing craft to the side, and something, obviously some training said, keep it pointed at the water, not at anybody. Make a long story short, I went to do that, and it fired. Bang. Colonel never heard it, thank God. But the lieutenant in charge of the boat captain, he did, because the bullet went right in front of him. And he looked at me like I don't know what he thought. And I'm sitting there holding this smoking 45. And I kind of remember grinning a little bit and nodding and doing it and putting it away. And yeah, I'm telling that story. I'm sure if he's still alive, he's maybe telling the same story, but he's got a different view of it. Thank you. I was 19 and a half when I landed over there. I'll be 87 this June. There's one other story I wanted to tell you about my story about the flag raising. We were at the other end of the island. The 4th was up towards the meat grinder area, and we had already had I was with the 24th Marines had what we called an OP. We were just the eyes for the colonel, and we were basically a scout team. We had a corporal in charge, so we had a guy carrying a map case and binoculars, a couple of riflemen, and I was the radio man. So we were fairly high priority target if anybody saw us. And they did up there, and we'd had one guy hit in the arm. We evacuated him. And finally the corporal said, why don't you call and get a hold of the major and tell him we're getting the hell shot out of us and we're going to lose some work if we stay ever, see what he wants us to do. So I did. Got the major on the phone, I was talking, explained it to him. And right in the middle of it, he started, hold on, wait a minute. So waited, pretty soon he came back on and he said, did you see Suribachi? Well, anybody could see Suribachi. It's the only thing out there. And I said, yeah. He said, can you see what's on it? And I looked, squinted a little bit, and I said, it looks like a flag. And he said, yeah, it just went up while we're talking. And I'm sure that was the first one. And I understand that everything, the ship at sea started firing and everything, and I saw it. But I never heard any of that stuff. We were still pretty busy just trying to get back and stay alive. But that's my story about the flag raising, even though I was probably a couple miles away from it.